at a short notice. Ladies and gentlemen, on the issue of the return, and let me also say this, we are speaking as the House of Representative Committee on midstream and downstream petroleum, so they can be able to separate when you are writing. On the issue of the return of fuel queues, we have in the last few days reached out to stakeholders in the petroleum distribution value chain, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NNDPRA, the Petroleum Product Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria, Petron, and the Transport Workers Union, to mention but a few. We have engaged extensively with them with a view to ascertaining the cause of the resurgence of fuel queues in petrol stations across the country. We hereby also express our concerns over the temporary presence of fuel queues in petrol stations across the country. However, we are convinced that this is temporary based on our investigation, and in a couple of days, we shall get over it. From our investigations, we have discovered that there is availability of petrol products. We have on good authority that we have in our storage facilities at least about 1.5 billion liters of petrol that can last for 30 days. It is, however, saddening to note that it is as a result of logistics challenges that the queues have resurfaced. These logistics issues range from difficulty experienced in transporting product from the mother vessels to onshore, movement of product with marine shuttle vessels, and disruption in the scrubbers channels, which have all been cleared. We have gotten the assurances from the regulators in the distribution value chain that these bottlenecks have been cleared. In the course of this public holiday, more grounds will be covered. From our findings, the issues that necessitated the disruption which led to the appearance of fuel queues in petrol stations have been cleared. Obviously, it will take a few more days for things to return back to normalcy. Therefore, we call on Nigerians not to panic over these developments. We have, like we said before, gotten assurances from the regulators and the unions that these challenges will be cleared in a few days. It will require more time, like 2 or 3 days, for product to be distributed to all stations nationwide. As a committee that is charged with downstream and midstream oversight, we have been monitoring these developments. Also, in line with our legislative duties of oversighting the downstream and midstream petroleum sector, we have been in touch with the key stakeholders, the regulatory bodies, and the transport unions with a view to ensuring that the product gets to our people timelessly and without further delay. At this juncture, we strongly frown at the activities of middlemen who have taken advantage of the short disruption of supply to maximize profits and generate inordinate gain for themselves at the detriment of our people. We call on security agencies to support the NNPCL, NNDPRA, Petron, NATO, and other key stakeholders in the distribution value chain so as to ensure that such act of economic sabotage that has to do with hoarding, arbitrary increment in price, product diversion, and smuggling are detected and dealt with. Our people have been through a lot in the last few days, and we must not plunge them into further pains. We appeal to all traders and those rendering services not to unduly take advantage of these temporary challenges, which will be cleared in the next few days. As a representative committee with oversight activities of regulators and operators in the downstream and midstream petroleum sectors, we have resolved that going forward, and in order to avert a recurrence of this temporary challenge of distribution disruption, which has attendant economic pains and spiral effect on the general welfare of our people, we shall investigate the remote and immediate causes of the temporary disruption. We shall work with the NNPCL, NNDPRA, Petron, NATO, and other key stakeholders in the distribution chain towards finding a sustainable solution in ensuring that we do not run into such avoidable disruption in the near future, which can hamper economic activities. Lastly, on this note, we want to appreciate our Speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, PhD, who has been very concerned in the last few days and have been on top of the situation with our committees in the course of our interface with the regulators and key stakeholders in the industry. We want to also appreciate all stakeholders ranging from NNDPRA, NNPCL, Petron, NATO, and other key stakeholders in the distribution value chain for their patriotic effort in the last few days to gear towards resolving this temporary disruption. We wish all Nigerians and workers a happy Workers' Day. We assure you that there's no cause for alarm. Products are available and will in few days be circulated across the country. As the People's Parliament, as a committee of midstream and downstream, we will be awake to our legislative duties and ensure that all timelines are met and kept. We shall also work with the stakeholders to ensure that the issues are fixed. Happy Workers' Day. May God bless our country and may God bless you all. Thank you. Honorable Ikenga Imugochinye, Chairman Downstream. Honorable Henry Odi Okeje, Chairman Midstream. And the Chairman of Midstream will also make a brief comment. Thank you.
On Downstream. And the Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Downstream, my brother Aliu, and our member here, Honorable Peter Anyekwe. You are welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you sincerely for coming out in your numbers. You know, the notice of this briefing was very short, but I'm surprised to have seen everybody here present. So on that note, I want to say thank you. In an addendum to what my colleague, my co-chairman has said, I'm just going to give a little bit of update on what is happening in the country today. As a committee, we have engaged sufficiently with the appropriate authorities in terms of fuel distribution. And as of today, the report we are getting suggests that the fuel queues have started reducing and products have started arriving at the petrol stations. We urge Nigerians not to engage in panic buying, not to be immersed in an unnecessary rush to buy products. As a country, we have a storage of over 1.5 billion liters, which can be last for at least over 30 days. More products are arriving and more products are on the high sea. The challenges that caused the destruction was the logistic issue, and that has been handled with the maritime shuttle vessels, as we speak, which was to be moved product to marketers who are on standby waiting to serve the people. The logistic issue has been resolved completely, and hopefully supply to stations will increase in few days. And on that note, I want to say thank you all for coming. There is no need to panic. Fares are available, and very soon the distribution will begin. In another day or two, there will not be fare queue anymore in the country. On that note, I want to say thank you. This report is from the Mainstream Committee and the Downstream Committee. Thank you so much.